So good morning. We are discussing about the filters. So today we are discussing about narrow band rejection filter. So how does the narrow band rejection filter looks like? So let me study the theory part before. Okay. So the narrow band filter mainly consists of two T network, twin T network. Okay. So let me show here. So this is the narrow band rejection filter. It is also known as the notch filter. Okay, what exactly it does? Approximately around 50 to 60 hertz, it will reject that single frequency. So it has the ability to reject only the single frequency, such as 50 hertz. If I want to reject 60 hertz, also I can do. So the main application of this kind of filter is used in biomedical instrumentation. So why it is used in biomedical instrumentation means if we want the noise to be removed from ECG signals, okay, ECG signals are of very lower amplitude and frequency. Suppose if we want to remove the noise, so the noise will be still lower than the original signal. So such small frequency and amplitude signals can be removed using this notch filter. Okay. So how does the notch filter look like? See, it is made up of twin T network. Twin T network means here R and this C, 2C will form one T network. C and this C and R by 2 will form one more T network. So basically there are two T network. So we call it as twin T network. Now we have to implement this circuit using operational amplifier. So before that, let me go for the multi-sim tool. So I think you have studied this in the previous experiment. So how to use this multi-sim? Okay. See now what we are doing. Suppose if I want to, just I will brief it out. If I want to place the component like resistance, what I have to do? I have to click place here, component, and then here you have to go basic here, then resistance. Okay. So you can place the resistance here. Suppose if I want to choose some other value of resistance, just click on that, press OK. So I will get one more resistance of another value. Then go to basic, then go to analog. So in analog you have operational amplifier. So there are different types of operational amplifiers. Whichever we are using it for our design, we can choose it, select OK, and you can just click it on the screen. Similarly, if I want to choose the capacitance, go to group, go to basic, and in basic you have the capacitor here. Just click 0.56 microfarad for example, click OK, then place here. It will be displayed on the screen. Suppose if I want to make the connection, just click here, then drag it and you can join it. While joining you have to double click it. Okay, so then you can join. Similarly, once again I will show you. Suppose if I want to join here, just click on this, drag here at pin number 3, just double click. Okay, this is how we will make the connection by placing the components. Now next, if I want to use the signal generator, go to simulate instruments. You can use function generator, just place it here. Similarly, if I want to see the output, go to simulate instrument, output is oscilloscope, I can place here. So this is how we place the components. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are designing this band rejection filter, I told you. So how to design this filter? So how to design this filter means, see here, I have shown an example here. The design of narrow band rejection filter. See, usually the Q factor will be less than 10. The Q factor will be less than 10. So the frequency f of n, we have the formula for f of n is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi RC is the formula. So for this, what I am doing, choose Fn is equal to 60 hertz. It means what? This 60 hertz frequency will be removed. This 60 hertz frequency component will be removed. The other frequencies are allowed. So what we have to do, this f of n is given, that is we want to reject this 60 hertz. Then what we have to do, we have to choose the value of C less than 1 microfarad. So why less than 1 microfarad is the design constraint. So we have chosen the value of C is equal to 0.068 microfarad, which is less than 1 microfarad. So if we substitute the value of 60 hertz here and the value of C here, the value of R will be equal to 1 by f of n 2 pi into C. So 1 divided by 60 hertz into 2 into 3.14 into 0.068 microfarad. If you solve this, you will obtain the value of R is equal to 39K. So this is how we obtain the value of R equal to 39K. And here, look here, this R1, R2 and C3 forms one T network. So I have obtained the value of R here, the value of R. Wait, I will show. We have obtained the value of R here as how much? 39K. So when you obtain the R as 39K, what we have to do? We have to choose here in the circuitry, we have to select like this. R1 equal to R2 is equal to 39K, and this R3 will be equal to R1 equal to R2 by 2. So R1 by 2 will be 19.5. And the value of C1 and C2, we have chosen it as 0.068 microfarad. So your C3 will be 2 times that of C2. So that becomes 1.36 microfarad. Okay. So this is how we design. So the design is shown here. So R2 will be 9.5, that is your R3, and 2C is nothing but your C3 in the circuit, that is 0.136 microfarad. Now the graph will look like this. So the frequency from 1 hertz to 5 hertz, the gain is maximum, and at 60 hertz it will reject, the gain is minimum. So once it reaches 60 hertz, if we increase the frequency around 200 to 500 hertz, the gain is maximum. So this kind of graph we need to obtain. So for that, what we have to do? For that, we have to design the circuitry like this. We are giving the input from the signal generator. So just click on this signal generator. Let me click on this signal generator. What we are doing? We are giving an input sinusoidal signal. We have to set the frequency here, and the amplitude V in is equal to 5 volts peak. Okay. So then this is the output which is observed in the CRO. Now what we have to do? First you have to make this kind of tabular column. This kind of tabular column you have to make. You have to make 3 columns. The first column will be the frequency column. The second column will be the output voltage column. And the second one will be V0 by Vi column, sorry, V0 by Vin. And the third one is gain in decibel, that is 20 log of V0 by Vin. I repeat, the first column represents the input frequency. The second column represents the gain V0 by Vin, wherein Vin is equal to 5 volts peak, and this is gain in decibels, that is 20 log of V0 by Vin. So these are the 3 columns we have to make. So now what we will do? We will execute this. So first I told you we have to obtain the graph. You know the graph from 1 hertz to 5 hertz, the gain is maximum and constant. At 60 hertz, the gain is minimum. So after 60 hertz onwards, the gain increases. From 200 to 500 hertz, the gain remains constant. So let me see that. See, first what we are doing. First, let me keep the frequency for 5 hertz and the amplitude is 5. So now I will run this. Let me run this and double click on the oscilloscope. You look at the amplitude. This is the amplitude. Okay. So if I make the changes here, the amplitude is around how many box? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 into this 5. 4 into 5 will give the voltage. See, this scale, you have to multiply the number of boxes multiplied by this 5 will give the voltage, and this peak to peak gives the time division. This you have to count the number of boxes multiplied by this time base scale will give the in milliseconds, then 1 divided by t. So from peak to peak multiplied by this will give t. F is equal to 1 by t. If you solve, you will get the frequency. So for 6 hertz, here the amplitude will be 4 into 5, around 20 volts. Now what I will do? I will change it to 60 hertz. So 60 hertz, what happens? the amplitude, the frequency should completely, see, I've kept the frequency for 60 hertz. Okay, then run this, measure the amplitude. Can you see the amplitude? If I go on varying this time scale or voltage scale, the amplitude is minimum. Okay, now if I keep it for around 90 hertz, observe the amplitude. So observe the amplitude for 90 hertz. Look here, the amplitude has been increased. So you can vary the time scale like this, the amplitude is increased. Suppose if I keep it for 200 hertz, 200 hertz if I keep, so look at the amplitude, it is increasing. So I can decrease the amplitude like this by varying this. Okay, so from this what we saw, from 5 hertz to sorry, from 1 hertz to 5 hertz, the amplitude was maximum, the gain was also maximum. So for 60 hertz, the amplitude was minimum, you have seen that. And for 200 onwards, again the voltage is increased, the gain is maximum, and it is also constant. So if you plot the graph, you will obtain, if you plot the graph, you will obtain this kind of plot. So you have to make 3 tabular columns, the frequency column, V naught by Vi column, and 20 log of V naught by Vi. So for change in frequency, if you plot the gain in decibels, you will get exactly this kind of waveform. So this is one experiment. So the next experiment what we are going to discuss is, the next experiment what we are going to discuss is the narrow band pass filter. Next we are designing about the narrow band pass filter. Second, let me go for the narrow band pass filter. Yes, this is the narrow band pass filter, and we have to design this kind of circuitry, we have to design this circuitry, and we have to obtain the waveform. So waveform in the sense, we have to obtain the frequency plot, which will be like this. It will be like this, you have to obtain the frequency plot like this. So one example what we have taken here is the problem, the problem formula. So we have to design this one. So for this what we have to do, the formula for, see, look at the circuitry, we have R1, R2 and R3, three resistance we are using. We are using R1, R2 and R3. The formula for R1 is Q divided by 2 pi f of C into AF, and R2 is given by Q divided by 2 pi FC 2Q square minus AF, and the value of R3 is Q divided by pi FC into C. Okay, and the gain should be R3 divided by 2 times R1. The value of Q should be, the value of Q should be greater than 10. So let me solve one numerical. We will come to know how to design this. Okay, let me go for the numerical. So this is the numerical. They will give like this: design the narrow band pass filter with two feedback paths with FC is equal to 1.5 kilohertz, Q is equal to 7, A of F is equal to 15. See, they have given the value of Q, A of F, FC. Okay, you have to design the circuitry. Design the circuitry means, I told you, you have to find the value of R1, R2 and R3, and they have also given what will be the change in FC when we change FC to 2 kilohertz. I repeat, see, the FC is given to be 1.5 kilohertz and Q is equal to 7, AF equal to 15. You have to design the circuitry for this. So for this circuitry, we have the formulas. These are the formula for R1, R2 and R3. Okay. So the value of Q is given to be 7. 2 pi f of C, you are choosing it as 1.5. See, what will be the change in FC is given. We are not doing this. We are not doing this. So only till here we are doing. So with this formula, what we have to do, we have to choose the value of C1, C2, which is equal to C. It is 0.02 microfarad, which is less than 1 microfarad. I repeat, you have to choose the value of C which is less than 1 microfarad. That is C1 equal to C2 equal to C is 0.02 microfarad. So how to find the value of R1, R2 and R3? Substitute the values and you will obtain it as 2.47K, 447.4 ohm, 74.2 kilo ohm. This is the design step we are doing. Okay. Then substitute the values here. So R1, R2, R3 we got. Then the value of C is less than 1 microfarad. That is 0.02 microfarad we have chosen. So let me go for the multi-sim here. Okay. So if we go, which is the, I will open that experiment. So let me close the previous one. So this is narrow band pass filter. So the same formula we have used for R1, R2, where is R2 here, R1, R2 and R3. The same value of R3 is used and we have chosen the value of C1 and C2 as less than 1 microfarad, that is 0.01 microfarad. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to make the tabular column as such. See, I'll show you the tabular column. So the tabular column is here. One second. The tabular column is here. You have to take the frequency in hertz and the output voltage you have to measure and the gain in decibel, that is 20 log of V naught by V in. So you have to increase the frequency from 10 hertz up to you have to start it from 10 hertz, but the cutoff frequency, the lower cutoff frequency is around 1 kilo and this is around you can choose it f of h here I am choosing it as 5k. Suppose I may take this as 1k. You can change the value of f of c and f of l and f of h also. You can change the value of f of l and f of h also. Okay. See, for this what you have to do, you have to make the 3 tabular column, go on increasing the frequency from 10 hertz, you go on increasing the frequency and note down the voltage V naught. We have chosen V in equal to 5 volts peak to peak. So gain in decibel is 20 log of what is the V naught we obtain on the screen divided by 5, V in is 5 volts. Okay. So you go on increasing the frequency from 50 hertz, then up to 1k if that may be the lower cutoff and 5k may be the higher cutoff, then go on increasing the frequency and note down the reading. So here what happens, till FL the frequency will increase. After FL if you go on increasing the frequency up to FL, the gain will increase. So after 1 FL, if I increase the frequency, the gain remains to be maximum. Then again if you increase after FH, the gain will go on decreasing. This is the response you have to get it. Okay. So let me go for the experiment. So for example, let me take for 500 hertz. So I am taking it for 500 hertz. Okay. Input amplitude is 5 volts peak to peak. Now run it. Observe the output. This is the output waveform you will obtain. You find the magnitude of this and multiply it by this 5. So here it is approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 into 5. You will get that voltage. Now this is for 500 hertz. Suppose if I choose it for 50 hertz minimum. 50 hertz if I take, if I run this, look at the change in the amplitude is minimum. Suppose if I take it for 1 kilo, see how I am changing. If I take it for 1 kilohertz, then if I run this, look at the output, I am getting the amplitude maximum. Now what I will do, change it to 5 kilohertz. Okay, run it once again, then observe the output waveform. There is decrease in the amplitude. So if the output voltage decreases, the gain also decreases. So let me take, for example, for 10k. So if I take 10k, the output voltage will decrease. You can note the amplitude here. For 10k, run. See, look at the amplitude, it has been decreased. Look at the amplitude of the output voltage, it has been decreased. So once again, let me show. You take like this for 50 hertz. Please observe this properly. For 50 hertz, look at the amplitude. It is of lower amplitude. So for 1K, if I take it for 1K, please observe the output. If I take it for 1K, observe the output. Observe the amplitude of the output. It is maximum. Suppose if I take it for 3K, if I take it for 3K, almost it remains as of 1 kilo, it is maximum. Suppose if I take it for 5K, the amplitude will start decreasing. Okay, look at the output voltage amplitude, it will start decreasing. See why I am telling amplitude always output amplitude means, because the gain is dependent on the output voltage V naught, the amplitude of the output voltage V naught. Okay, your V in remains constant, that is 5 volts peak to peak. Now I will increase the frequency for 10 kilo. Okay, let me run for 10 kilo. Look at the output voltage amplitude, it is minimum. So when V naught is minimum, the gain will also be minimum and the gain will get reduced. So if you plot the graph, you will exactly obtain this kind of graph. So this is gain, that is 20 log of V naught by V in. This is how, this is the plot. In the y axis, you have to take 20 log of V naught by V in, wherein V in is the input voltage, 5 volts peak to peak, and this is the increase in the frequency. So if you take a logarithmic graph and plot, you will get exactly this kind of waveform for different value of the input frequency. Okay, so we will stop.